So now the defense asked the judge to dismiss the case against 3 Tacoma officers on trial for Manuel Ellis' death. Well, guess what? Judge Brian Kushtoff denied the defense attorney's motion to dismiss the case against 3 Tacoma police officers charged in the death of Manuel Ellis, which were submitted Wednesday morning. The state also officially rested its case during the morning court session. Court resumes on Monday morning with the first defense witness. Ellis, a 33-year-old black man, died in police custody on the night of March 3, 2020. The Pierce County Medical Examiner ruled Ellis' death a homicide, saying the his remaining method used against Ellis by police was ultimately what killed him. Christopher Burbank and Matthew Collins were charged with second-degree murder, and first-degree manslaughter. Officer Timothy Rankin is charged with first-degree manslaughter. Yeah. All right. Start it up.
The prosecution has rested its case in the trial of 3 Tacoma police officers charged for the death of Manuel Ellis.
Ellis died while in police custody back in March of 2020. Officers Matthew Collins and Christopher Burbank face second-degree murder and manslaughter charges. Officer Timothy Rankin is charged with manslaughter. Tacoma Bureau Chief Lionel Donovan joins us live outside the courthouse with a look at today's big developments. Lionel.
Good afternoon, Jessica and Steve. Well, the prosecution ended its case with testimony from DNA analyst Teresa Chirumcha. Today, she testified that DNA from Ellis was found on the hobble that was used to restrain him. However, this afternoon, the defense called on the judge to dismiss the entire case and to drop all of the charges against the officers. The lawyers from each officer argued that the state did not present enough evidence to justify the charges. Mark Conrad, who represents Officer Rankin, stated that his client arrived at the scene after Officers Burbank and Collins and had no knowledge of their activities until he arrived. So Rankin cannot be accused of being an accomplice to their actions. The judge ultimately decided to uphold the charges against all 3 officers, but did agree with Conrad in regards to Rankin being accused as an accomplice to Burbank and Collins.
And so to the extent that that is argued, I would say that that should go out. But there is evidence to support the idea that Officer Rankin himself may have been criminally negligent or reckless, just as there may be reasonable doubt about all that. We'll see what the jury has to say.
Now, court will be in recess for the rest of the week for the holidays, but will resume on Monday morning at 9 a.m. And that is when the defense will begin to make its case to the jury. But for now, we're live at the Pierce County Courthouse. Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want it now?
Just outside the courthouse, a protest was held calling for justice for Manuel Ellis, chanting and holding signs. We heard from the Ellis family attorney, James Bible, who says this trial has been a difficult time for the Ellis family.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. If we had the George Floyd police accountability, none of these deaths would happen. Like Manuel Ellis, Breonna Taylor, Dante Wright. Oh, yeah. None of this crap would happen. And especially what happened to Tyree Nichols as well.